Before I interpret or make my appeal, I would appreciate if you ask the princess and the queen to leave.
What? Are you asking me out from my own house?
Guys, if you are looking for the information on when the season is going to drop, you are at the right place. Kindly watch this video to the end to actually know when the season is going to drop. But before then, let's make a review. So being wrongly accused sometimes is actually being is very bad because this lady happens to actually be called Reena, right? And she was actually being accused by a couple of guys when she was actually working. That she had an affair with a man inside the bush, and she said this is actually fornicating with a married man, and that seems to actually be like forbidden in the land. So both of them actually, there were actually three guys there, and one of the guys' name is Okuta, yes. He happens to actually, connive with his brothers to actually, lay accusation on her. And with that, they had no choice than to take her to, the palace place to actually, make the decisions on how she's going to be punished. So, along the line, she begged them that, she doesn't have anything to do with such a thing, that the accusation is actually for the fact that she didn't actually agree to Okuta's um, rules and everything that he actually wants, and that has actually been the reason. So when they actually go to the palace, they met the prince, and the prince actually asked him that what really happened. Then they narrated their story that they met this lady in the bush with a married man, and that was actually be wrong. So the prince actually said that she needs to be punished for that. So they actually went in to actually meet the king, and the king actually said that what really happened. They narrated everything back again, claiming the same thing, that she did this with the married man, this, that, and the king actually called a couple of guards to actually take her to what they actually called the dark room, because they have to actually deal with her for that, and she was actually there for a long time. Her sister actually went to actually tell her mom that this is the thing that's actually happened to her daughter, which happens to be Rena, and the mom was actually worried and furious. Then Irina was just there for days, and the king actually saw them just happen to have a dream. But before then, it's someone that they should actually bring the partner in crime that happens to actually be the man in question. And for the fact that both of those guys they can't actually bring anybody because they actually framed everything that happened, they seem concerned that they can't actually bring someone. So Ugo, which happens to be one of them, decides to actually run away from the community. And those guys started asking the guy that organized everything, that what would be the whole situation of the story like that. Now that the king is actually asking them to actually bring the party involved, and he said when they actually get to the bridge, they'll not cross it. He actually feels that they can't actually ask them. Then the king actually decides to summon the youths that are there, to know which among the youths that happens to actually be the one involved. And you know, along the line, the king actually had a dream, and the dream was that he it was just going to happen to them in the land and all that, and something just strange is going to happen and all, and there's nobody to actually interpret it. Then God actually probably revealed it to everyone in the prison that this is actually the interpretation to the dream, and probably the solution to the dream. And the king, the king started. She told the king. Rona told the king cards about everything, and the king card actually told the king. Then there's someone that actually come and say what she has to say about it. Then she actually revealed it to them, and they feel that she let her go. Then she actually said something that made them feel that they should actually let her go for now. They decided to not let her go, and they put her back into the prison. Then another thing actually happened. So the king actually had another dream again, and that dream was actually concerning to him. They decided to actually call the lady to actually come to say what she has to say about it. Then she said something that brought um, them to actually feel strange, because when she was about saying the dream, she said she can't actually say it in the midst of all of them. Then she decided to actually say that the princess and the queen should actually leave because she can't actually say such a thing in front of them, and they feel that how can she say that she can't actually say such a thing in front of them, and that's just the thing that is actually paining them. But I actually believe that this lady happens to actually be someone that should actually marry the prince, and for the fact that the storyline just have to actually go together, that's why she ends up being in the palace, because normally there's possibility that the prince might not have chance to actually see her at all, but along the line, for the fact that she ought to see the prince and the prince have actually seen her, gradually, the prince has no choice than to actually take her because she is good. And at the end of the day, they'll get to figure out that she was not the one involved in all those things they actually said, because Okota guys won't be able to provide the people that the guy in question that happens to actually be the male figure in question, and they end up freeing her and letting her go. And it's actually hard for a prince to actually find someone, because most of the time they feel that the prince is a royal person and he has a lot of things to actually give, and most of the time they actually have someone on the other side that is actually that they're dating, and the prince is not always the one that they're dating alone. So a couple of things are actually going to put the prince off from a lot of girls that is actually saying, and for the fact that they established that she's actually the truthful person, different from the accusation they actually made on her, it's going to actually go for her. But that is actually going to take a long time, because the accusation is still there, and the Kota guys are still on the fact that they must actually punish her for not actually agreeing to their own rules, and the fact that they want her to date them. So eventually, let's see how it goes to, and how she becomes the person that the prince love, and how the story actually begins. So let's see. But for the fact, I don't really know why both the Okutaga and the king guys just seem to be on her case, because she's not the type that actually draws anyhow, and I just guess they just want to actually pass their way, because she too she know that they just want to just pass their way on her, and eventually they will leave her to her own self, and it's actually a good decision that she didn't actually give in to. Hopefully that favors her better, and the prince just accepts her as the love of his life.
This movie, we're expecting to be getting it in 3 days time, so please don't miss out on it.